Hey guys, Robert Mercado here. Just wanted to do a quick video, and today's topic is overcoming fear. You know, overcoming fear, I'm going to talk about 3 secrets to overcoming fear, and it's not actually the easiest thing you can do, but I have 3 steps. Right now I'm actually in my backyard. It's pretty beautiful actually. If you see, this is where the pool is and everything, and the trees and all that. But I'm just going to take a walk here. I got my 3 dogs here with me as well. Whoops. My 3 dogs with me. And pretty much what I wanted to go over is the first part is you need to acknowledge it. See, if you don't acknowledge your fear, it's going to be hard to overcome it. You don't even face it. And it's important that if you don't acknowledge it, then what happens is you don't know what you want to get over. Right now I'm just taking a walk with my dogs, so if I stop or call one of their names in the meantime, just to make sure they don't go too far, don't mind me. But anyway, the first step to overcoming fear is acknowledging it. You need to acknowledge what you're afraid of. A lot of people don't want to face what they're afraid of, and they're scared to even mention it. They're scared to even think about it. They're scared to even, just have it in their mind. And the first thing that you need to do is you need to first acknowledge it. Making sure you're aware of what you're afraid of. If it's, doing a video, acknowledging, okay, I am afraid of doing a video, or being on stage, which, is the #1 thing that people fear, right? I have a fear of being on stage. Whatever it may be, you have to acknowledge it first to move forward, because without acknowledging it, you're not letting yourself know what you're afraid of. And sometimes you don't even know what you fear. It's just a feeling you have, and you're like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen, and all of that other stuff. We're going to get into that. But the next thing you want to do after acknowledging it is thinking about what the worst thing can happen if it goes wrong. Let's say you're doing a video, right? And, like I'm doing a video right now for you folks. Let's say I mess up or something, or like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I mess up how I speak, or I don't get my thoughts out properly, or I make a fool out of myself. Whatever it may be, think of the worst thing that can happen, to doing whatever you're afraid of. If it's being on stage, oh, well, I could make myself look foolish, or I could, I could look funny, or I'm going to mess up. Think of the worst thing that can happen and accept it. What is the worst thing that can happen? If you really get down to it, the worst thing that can happen is if you mess up, that's it. What else is there? What else is there that can go wrong? I mean, there's probably a million things, but the bottom line is you did it. You overcame your fear, and you just have to acknowledge the worst things that can happen and being able to accept it. Like, okay, if that's the worst things that can happen, that's not really a big deal. Harley, come over here. Come on, guys. We're going to go this way. Ruby, come on. So, Harley, come on. So, sorry, guys. So just think about that. Say, what's the worst thing that can happen? And when you really process that and you think about it, there's not really that bad of things. I mean, you're still alive, you're still breathing, you still have your hearing, you still have your sight, unless you're afraid of doing something that is, life-threatening, and then, you're still taking a big chance. But, I mean, if we're talking about, like, working online and, our niche here, making videos, that's a fear you have to overcome. And by doing that, first you have to acknowledge it, and second, you got to think of what's the worst that can happen. And when you really think about it, the worst that can happen is really not that bad at all. Like I said, you do a video, you mess up. You're writing a blog post, maybe you don't get the words out properly, or the blog post, you don't like it, whatever it may be, that's the worst that can happen. It's nothing close to life-threatening or any of that stuff, so just do it, okay? And, the third part to this is think about what's the best thing that can happen. See, our fears, come on, guys. Carly, come on. Our fears limit us so much in life. If we knew what our fears were costing us, we would overcome them so much faster. Because if you really think about what the best things that can happen to your life, if you overcome these fears, you'll realize that you've missed out on a lot already. and you'll overcome your fear right now. Why? Because think about it. What's the best thing that can happen? Well, are you living the life you want to live? Are you driving the car you want to drive? And listen, it's not only about that, but are you helping other people to overcome their fear? See, what happens is, Ruby, stay over here, Ruby. When you overcome your fear, you're helping other people to overcome their fears. Because what helps me to overcome my fears is seeing other people being able to do it. And I'm like, shit, if they can do it, so can I. You know, I remember my wife and I, we went to Dorney Park, I think it was, and I have a little fear for heights. And, you know, what helps me to overcome that is trusting the roller coaster. And I know that sounds weird, but once you trust the roller coaster and you don't feel that it's gonna unlock and the seatbelt's gonna come off and you're gonna fall out, even though those thoughts come through our mind, once you trust the roller coaster, it's more fun than fear. So what you want to do is change the fear into fun. Make it kind of creative. Once you trust yourself, once you trust the roller coaster, Ruby, come over here. Ruby, come on. Then you'll be able to prosper. And that's something that I saw. Another thing was, I see these little kids on these roller coasters that I'm like, wow, you know, the roller coaster is like 1,000 feet high, you know, and stuff like that. And I see these little kids on it, and I'm like, man, I'm such a wussy. You know, and when I see that, I'm like, wow, if they can do it, so can I. So, guys, Carly, Gizzy, Ruby. Sorry, guys, sometimes I gotta be a little loud with my dogs because there's another dog over there too. And I got 3 of them. I'll show you guys. You can see them here. Like 1, 2, and then Carly. Let's see you on camera. There we go. There she is. So I gotta be a little loud sometimes. But anyway, so, you know, I see these little kids on the roller coaster and I'm like, man, if they can do it, so can I. So listen, you got to think about what's the best thing that can happen. What are your fears costing you right now? If you're afraid of doing videos, well, your fear is costing you being able to show other people the value that you have. It's costing you, you know, being able to, you know, express yourself on video and feel good about it. Listen, whatever it is, your fear, it doesn't matter. Follow these 3 steps and you will be able to overcome them. First, you have to acknowledge what you're afraid of. If you're afraid of going on roller coasters, acknowledge it. You know, I am afraid of roller coasters, or the height, or whatever it may be. Second, think of what's the worst thing that can happen and kind of being able to accept it. Okay, now I know it's a little tricky with, you know, my fear of roller coasters before, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, I can die, you know, and something can go wrong, and that's it. But listen, if you put that aside and you're just like, you know, let me enjoy my life, let me enjoy my time while I'm on the roller coaster, let me trust it, you know, let me trust these heights. Let me trust being able to do something else, or trying something new in my business, or writing that blog post, or putting out that video I've been thinking about putting out and I haven't yet. Whatever it may be. And, you know, there's so many examples that you could think of that people fear, you know. But think of what's the worst thing that can happen and accept it. Kind of being able to accept it will help you to overcome it. And then the last step, you want to think of what is the best thing that can happen from it. See, listen, I'm able to live here in Florida. Why? Because I overcame fears that I had. I know that kind of sounds weird, but the fears I overcame was maybe, you know, doing videos or trying this internet thing out. See, I'm new to the industry, only been online for about a year or so. And, you know, there were a lot of things that I could have been like, well, I'm not going to do this because I'm afraid of this, or I'm not going to allow this to happen because, you know, or it can't happen because I'm afraid to do it or try it. So think of the best things that can happen. I mean, it's beautiful here, and it's not only about me, but, you know, this is actually just the yard. I'm going to bring you guys to my backyard in a bit. Guys, come on. Come on, Gizzy, Ruby, and Carly. Come on. Carly. So, you know, I'm going to bring you guys. I'm walking towards my house now. This is just like a big yard that they have in the back, with like a little reservoir, you know, or whatever you call it, one of these rivers where in case it rains, it actually holds the water there and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool to walk over here. We got Carly here. Gizzy, Ruby, come on. Ruby, come on. Sometimes I gotta call them a little. One of them comes and the other two don't. Guys, when you overcome your fears, the possibilities in life is limitless. There's nothing that you can't do in life. And once you do it, you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel so good, I'm telling you. Just overcome that fear. Do that video. Put out that blog that you wanted to be put out. Whatever it is, go on that roller coaster today and just face your fear. You're gonna feel good about it. You're gonna have a little bit of that fear in there, but it's okay, because once you overcome it, it's just a seed of overcoming fears. And I'm telling you guys, once you do that, your life will change. Come on, Carly. And you know, you'll be able to grow and experience life. I mean, the things that life will bring you when you overcome your fear, you can't even imagine. And they just come to you when you overcome those fears. So, you know, everything outside of your comfort zone, come on guys, is exactly what's going to bring you the success in your life. So, you know, that's the bottom line. Come on, Ruby. Come on, Ruby. Come on, guys, let's go. All right, come on, guys, let's go. So, you know, that's exactly what you want to do, guys, is everything that you want is outside of your comfort zone. And once you come and you step out of that comfort zone, you'll be able to experience things like this. Like, this is actually our backyard. You'll see here, you know, we got Ruby. Come over here, Ruby. My wife, Allie's playing some music, so if you can't hear me too clear, don't worry. But we got, you know, just a beautiful backyard and nice pool back here, trees, you know, a nice little futon, and then it goes right into the house. It's pretty cool. And in the nighttime, actually, you know, it lights up this whole pool area and is really nice. And then we have our little Ruby here, right, Ruby? That's you. So Allie's doing a little partying right now inside, having a little fun, enjoying life. So anyway, guys, that's the beauty of working from home and overcoming your fears. Because another fear really quick is, you know, maybe leaving that job. And I'm not encouraging you to leave the job that you have or that second job you have, but you need to be able to trust something new, or try to trust something new, give it a chance to being able to reap the rewards from it. And a lot of times we feel, well, if I leave this job, or if I do this, this can happen, that can happen. Stop all of that, because that's exactly what stops us from overcoming those fears. You need to try things. You need to be a little bit of a risk taker, you know, and it's okay to be, because you'll see that the things that come out of overcoming those fears are just beautiful. And you can't even imagine how your life is going to be unless you try them. So guys, I want to keep this video short, and overcome your fears, guys. Love you guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Have a great day today.